台湾民众不用跑到荷兰看梵谷。
搭配 M Pro 手机0元起，还有哈密 Apps 软体免费送。
Me in applauding for and welcoming His Excellency Vincent Xiao, Vice President of the Republic of China, Dr. Eleanor Ostrom, 2009 Nobel Laureate in Economics, Dr. Zhu Jingyi, Chairman of Zhonghua Institution for Economic Research, Mr. Stephen Hong, Chairman of Waterland Financial Holdings, and Mr. Duncan Wang, CEO of United Daily News Group. Please welcome all of our distinguished guests. CEO of United Daily News Group, to open the forum. Please welcome Mr. Duncan Wang. Please welcome Dr. Eleanor Ostrom, the 2009 Nobel Laureate in Economics. She is the true reason why we're all here today.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the United Daily News Group, it is my great honor to be here today for the 2010 International Economic and Financial Forum on Climate Change, organized by the Economic Daily News of the UDN Group, with the collective efforts of Zhonghua Institution for Economic Research, Waterland Financial Holdings, and Industrial Technology Research Institute. We started this series 3 years ago to celebrate our 40th anniversary of the Economic Daily News. And since then, every year, we invite a Nobel laureate in economic sciences to the forum. This year, as we celebrate the paper's 43rd anniversary, I am proud to say that the International Economic and Financial Forum has become a premier platform for elite economics talents in Taiwan to interact with world-renowned masters in the field and benefit from their wisdom. The Starfield lineup of past guests include the 2004 laureate, Dr. Finn E. Kitlin, the 2007 laureate, Dr. Eric S. Maskin, and the 2008 laureate, Dr. Paul R. Krugman. This year, we have outdone ourselves by successfully inviting both winners of the 2009 Nobel Prize in Economic Sciences, Dr. Oliver E. Williamson, who had already joined us earlier this year, and now Dr. Eleanor Ostrom, a professor in public and environmental affairs at the Indiana University. Dr. Ostrom is the first ever female winner of Nobel Prize in Economic Sciences. She earned a share of the honor for her analysis of economic governance and the study of common pool resources. Dr. Ostrom will be delivering 2 speeches during her visit to Taiwan, one on climate change and global governance, and the other on institutions for managing groundwater. We will have a chance to experience firsthand the essence of common pool resources from one of its most authoritative experts in the world. Dr. Ostrom's groundbreaking research shows how common resources, forests, fisheries, oil fields, or grazing lands can be managed successfully by the people who use them, rather than by governments or private companies. This challenged conventional wisdom, showing that common resources can be successfully managed without government regulations or privatization. Her study on the management of groundwater also shows that centralized management often leads to waste of resources and inefficiency of decision-making. Dr. Ostrom's research results remind us that big enterprises are subject to ethical confinement, and that humans can cope with the recurrence of the global financial tsunami and global climate change only by working together to avoid excessive consumption of natural resources. Like everyone here today, I look forward to the pleasure of listening to the fruit of wisdom of her years-long research on common pool resources. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Eleanor Ostrom.
Thank you very much, Mr. CEO, for sharing with us the pride and pleasure of United Daily News Group. Next, I would like to welcome Dr. Zhu Jingyi, Chairman of Zhonghua Institution for Economic Research, to give us his opening remarks. Please welcome Dr. Zhu Jingyi.
Vice President Xiao, Professor Ostrom, honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of our institution, the Zhonghua Institution for Economic Research, I would like to welcome you all to participate in this 2010 International Conference on Global Climate Change. We are particularly honored to have Professor Ostrom to give us a keynote speech. And as a matter of fact, we're honored to have Professor Ostrom to give us two speeches today, one in the morning and the other in the PM. The issue of global environmental and climate change is certainly an issue that has attracted the attention of scientists from different expertise. Chemists, physicists, atmospheric scientists, engineers, urban planning. Many people have made their contributions. Scholars such as Eleanor Ostrom have analyzed human organizations and institutions that are more capable of solving the common pool problem, of which the global climate change is just a special kind. Last year, when the announcement was made that Professor Ostrom won the 2009 Nobel Prize in Economic Science, many news reporters in Taiwan called on local economists in an attempt to find out who she was and what kind of research she did. And I have to confess that by that time, I was not aware much of her work. But after digging out her books and reading them together with several of her important papers, I would like to take this opportunity to say that her writing is perhaps the most intriguing and insightful piece that I have ever read in the past 30 years in the field of economics. I believe all of you will agree with me after you're listening to her speeches today. The Zhonghua Institution for Economic Research is happy to work with the United Daily News Group and other sponsors in inviting a series of Nobel Prize winners in economic sciences to visit Taiwan. This year, we are particularly fruitful in inviting the two joint receivers of Nobel Prizes, both Professor Ostrom today and Oliver Williamson 4 months ago. Today, I believe that we all will learn very much from the insight of Professor Ostrom, as well as other participants in other sessions. I sincerely hope that we can all benefit from our gathering today and tomorrow, and that we will have wonderful discussion and presentation in all the sessions. Finally, I hope that we will have a successful conference and all the participants will find the sessions intellectually rewarding. Again, thank you for your participation.
Thank you, Dr. Zhu, for the encouraging remarks. The International Forum cannot be organized so successfully without the support of our key co-organizer. So I would like to invite Mr. Stephen Hong, Chairman of Waterland Financial Holdings, to say a few words. Please welcome Mr. Hong.
各位贵宾，大家早安！欢迎大家在百忙之中能够拨冗来参加由国票金控跟经济日报共同主办的2010气候变迁国际论坛。本人仅代表 主办单位之一国票金控在这里跟大家表示最诚挚的欢迎跟感谢。今天我们很荣幸邀请到2009年国际这个诺贝尔经济学奖得主 Dr. Ostrom 来跟我们大家探讨当前国际社会共同面临与关切的一个焦点问题，就是气候变迁，以及因此而衍生出来的这个全球性的流域的治理以及资源的整合的2大议题。我们非常高兴萧副总统波荣来莅临指导，同时我们更感谢在座各位政府的首长、企业的领袖以及学界的这个先进来共襄盛举。大家都知道 ，Dr. Ostrom 他是2009年诺贝尔经济学奖的得主，同时也是第一位获得这项殊荣的女性学者。她在政治经济学上的成就，大家有目共睹。尤其她对于所谓的公共财跟自然资源的管理，更有她独到的见解。Dr. Ostrom 他特别注重如何来借着人类与自然生态之间的良性互动，来提供一个生生不息的资源的使用。也因此，在10几年以来，在他的努力之下，已经在这个领域上提出了对于世人有极大贡献的研究成果。我们国票金控本着取之于社会、用之于社会的理念，希望能够善尽一点社会的责任。也因此，这一次我们跟《经济日报》共同来主办这一次的气候变迁、全球暖化的一个议题的一个论坛。我们希望能够借着这个机会来唤醒社会大众对于这个议题的一个重视。尤其我们台湾近几年来天灾频繁，因此衍生了不少的社会的问题，所以这更凸显出气候的变迁跟政府拟定政策或者是要制定计划有相当重要的关联。所以我们相信今天 Dr. Ostrom 他的学识跟他的经验，正好可以给我们国内的所有的这个产官学各界提供一个很好的一个经验跟建议。所以我在这里非常衷心的期盼各位贵宾，不仅能够在此后2天里面的跟大师的论坛当中，能够彼此交流、分享经验、拟尽智慧以及创造远见。我们更希望能够在未来，大家共同为未来的台湾的这个环境保护跟经济发展提供更好的一个研究跟共襄盛举的一个这个结果。最后呢，我祝福大家身心健康、幸福快乐，谢谢。
Thank you very much, Mr. Hong. It is our great honor and privilege that His Excellency Vincent Xiao, the Vice President of the Republic of China, graces us by taking the invitation to give us his remarks. Please welcome His Excellency to come to the center stage.
联合报系王总经理文彬博士，中华经济研究院朱董事长，国票证券洪董事长，我们在座的刘前院长，各位贵宾 ，Dr. Ostrom, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I'm very happy to take part today in this very outstanding event and to have the opportunity to hear the comments of the 2009 Nobel Economic Prize winner, Dr. Ostrom. This marks the fourth consecutive year in which the Economic Daily News has held the Master Forum. I remember that Dr. Paul Krugman spoke on the topic of global trends in financial and economic development at this event last year. And then the Economic Daily News also invite Dr. Olivia Williamson just this past June to deliver a speech entitled Transaction Cost Economies. What are the lessons for managers and entrepreneurs? I was on hand on both of those speeches and learned a lot from them. I would like to thank the host today for the superb job they've done arranging this event, and particularly for inviting Dr. Ostrom to talk about climate change and global governance. With the entire planet facing dwindling resources and dramatic climate change, I firmly believe that Dr. Ostrom's penetrating insights will provide us with meaningful direction in our efforts to formulate policy on sustainable development. Being the first female winner of Nobel Prize in Economy, Dr. Ostrom has focused, especially in her work, on the management of common property. With the entire world now highly concerned about the topic of global warming and climate change, her theories on how to govern the commons are starting to attract serious attention. In her view, the tragedy of the commons is avoidable, and despite the fact that the motive of self-interest will never change, humans can still learn to cooperate, thereby increasing shared resources and achieving sustainable development. Dr. Ostrom supports the current cap-and-trade approach to the control of greenhouse and gas emissions, but says there is no single panacea to solve the problems of global warming. Rather, all sorts of different measures are needed. And rather than waiting on our national leaders to come up with a plan, we should all do what we can in our own lives, using mass transportation more, driving less, and making greater use of energy-saving technologies in the building of our cities. She calls upon us all to work together to reduce carbon emissions and save the earth. For this reason, she urged everyone not to ask what I can do, but instead just to do it. Taiwan is very susceptible to the effects of climate change. The island is visited by frequent earthquakes and typhoons, and the potential disasters such as landslides, floods exist throughout the nation. Abnormal climate conditions have led to record rainfall in recent years. A particularly notable example is the disaster brought by Typhoon Morocco in August 2009. The destruction was devastating and showed